How's it going, guys? It's Sam here. Welcome back to the channel. So if you want to make your meta ads look more professional, generate more leads, get more clicks, then you are in the right place. So I've been running Facebook ads for over 7 years. I've worked on multiple ad campaigns and I've worked with over 400 clients. And so in this video, I'm going to break down a few things. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to break down the theory behind a successful ad. Sometimes your ads work, sometimes they don't. And although a lot of that is left down to testing, there are a few principles that we can cover firstly to understand why an ad performs and why that doesn't. And then the second thing we're going to do is we're going to jump into my Canva account. I'm going to walk you through some of my favorite ad designs, how I design them in Canva, and I'm also going to leave a link down below to my Facebook ads guide, which has a link where you can pull this into your own Canva board and you can actually steal my templates. And if you enjoy the video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I post every Monday and Thursday, so hit the notification bell if you don't want to miss an upload, and give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Okay, let's jump into my screen and start going through this content. So the first thing that we're going to get into is the theory behind your ads. Okay, why do ads perform well? Okay, and this image I think betrays that perfectly. I came across this in an article a few years back and it helped me really understand my Facebook ads better, my ad creatives, and how my creatives worked with my headline, how my headline worked with my ad copy, and how that all came together to create an ad that I thought had the best chance of success. Now this is actually a heat map which is showing you where that user is looking primarily before they click your ad. And as you can see, most of their attention initially goes to the ad creatives, which kind of makes sense, right? It's kind of what we always talk about. But secondly, it goes to the headline. And lastly, it goes to the ad copy. So now that we know that our user spends most of the time looking at the ad creatives, we now know that is where 90% of our work needs to go. So in this video, I'm going to focus it primarily around ad creatives, talking mostly about images. And if you guys want me to do another one of these videos talking more about Facebook ad video content, leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to put that into my list to do next. So that means that we need to have a really eye-catching creative and also use a strong hook or add text here to really grab attention, but also to hook that user into wanting to then read our headline, to them wanting to read the rest of our ad copy. So if we jump into Canva, I'm going to walk you through a few examples of some of the images I've been testing recently and how I've utilized Canva better to make it easier to pump these out quickly if you are running this for multiple ad clients. It's really important to template your ad creatives so that when you bring a new client on, you don't have to recreate everything from scratch. You can jump into some proven templates, pull your client images in, change some of the colors, and you're good to go. So we are now in Canva and I'm going to walk you through some examples of some ad creatives that I've been testing lately, some of the tricks and tips that I use trying to make these look professional. Now, this first one is very simple. It's essentially kind of designed, kind of like an article would be designed if you were looking on like the Daily Mirror or on Fox News or something like that. A lot of the time they kind of design their images around this kind of concept, kind of like a newspaper headline. So there's a few things that we've done really well here. We have a really clear image and we have a supplementary image. We have actually two variants of the image so we can see it from two different angles, which if you're trying to sell a visual product is quite important that the user can maybe see it, perhaps see it from the inside and then see it from the outside, or if that product has a transformation such as before and after, you could put the before here and you could put the after as the core image. We've then got a headline which is more of a kind of eye-catching and kind of if the user finds the image appealing and they look at it, they are definitely going to read that text. So we want to really hook them in. And what we can do with this is, let's say for example, we've got multiple hooks or multiple reasons as to why someone might buy this product. Perhaps they're buying it for the visual benefit, or perhaps they're buying it for practical benefits, or maybe it's energy saving, not specifically for this one, but as an example, well then you could literally just duplicate this and you could literally change your headline in each one of these. You can just change the text. For example, we could say UK seniors stay in your home with a stylish home lift. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to not only test the ad images, so you can have multiple different styles of image, but it also allows you to test the hooks and different text that might hook or attract different types of users. And some people may or may not find it useful. So it allows you to test multiple variants. And you can create these super easy. I've actually templated this for you guys. These are all just Canva built-in Canva frames that I've pulled from inside of Elements. We actually go into frames. We can see there's multiple different types that we can use. We've got different types down here. And you can add, for example, borders. So I've added a border to this particular frame, so we can even change the color of that to suit our client's styling, to suit their branding and stuff like this. So it's super easy for anybody to pick up and use. We've got a really clear call to action. Obviously the ad itself is going to have a call to action, but I sometimes find by adding a slightly larger and more obvious call to action, it's just going to prompt people to actually click it and engage with it. And we've also added the client's reviews down here, so we can also pull that in. And again, this is all done via Canva templates. So this is literally just a Canva shape, which I pulled down there. This is just a image that I took from Google, or I think you can even go into Elements and search for 5 stars. It's going to give you a bunch of ideas and templates. You can literally pull them in straight down here and do it. Now, the most important thing with these creatives is they're easy to navigate. The amount of times I see people from inside of my group who send ads for a review, and the ads just look really, really like confusing, right? There's too much text, there's too much going on. Instead of having loads of text, just pick one core headline or maybe a headline and a sub-headline that you want to test for your ads. And you can test if that works by, testing multiple variations of it. So let's take a look at a different styling or different type of ad. This is a super, super simple before and after image. And you could do this for home improvements products. You could do this for any kind of product that has a visual before and after. Although this looks very basic, this style of ad works really, really well for me. It's really obvious what the product does. We've got literally the before image on the left and the after image on the right. And then I've used a kind of really clear headline here. So depending on what you're selling, if you've got, for example, like a really good offer, maybe you've got a discount on the product, or perhaps you wanted to change this for like, installed, fixed within 1 day, for example, and you could bold this to really give that some oomph and make it stand out. There's a bunch of things you could do here and different headlines you can test, and you can even test different colors. I tend to find like bright colors like yellows or bright greens or bright blues. That's typically something that stands out on the platform, and yellow is quite an eye-catching color, so I find that stands out really well. And then I've got this arrow here which just shows the before and after. This is a slightly more, I would say, amateur looking or organic looking type of post, but I always recommend testing these really simple images alongside maybe ones that are slightly more professional looking to see which one works best. Now here, this one's cool because this is something I touched on in the previous Facebook ad training video, but this is something that I've leveraged and I've made this look really professional, all done within Canva. So all I have here is I've actually pulled this custom font. I think one of the things you can do within Canva is to actually upload your own custom fonts inside the platform, and you can easily do that by going back to, if I quickly show you, if you go back to home, you can then go to your branding. If you just find it here, so we've got this little brand tab. You can then create your own folders such as a brand kit, and then within fonts you can literally add a new font and you can upload an OTF file. So you can go online, and most fonts are actually available for free. If you just search the font that you want, you search font free download. If you can access the OTF file, well, then you can literally upload that OTF file directly into Canva and you can use that in your ads. It is dead simple. So that's what I've done with this font. I've got a really, really clear, bold font. I've got a really, really brightly colored background. If I wanted to change the color of this background, I could just go here. I could update it to a yellow, for example. I could change this text also to the same yellow. Obviously, it's a bit garish. That we might want to choose a slightly darker color, such as blue, for example. But depending on your client's branding, you could literally test multiple different colors here and see which one drives the most attention. You could even actually run this exact same ad, but in red, blue, and green, and see which one converts the highest. And the one thing that I've done here, which is quite cool, is if I was just to have, for example, remove this and just make this white, it doesn't pop the discount quite as much. If you see here, like that compared to that, it really makes it pop off. So for example, if you've got a product where you've got like maybe $1,000 off, you could put like save $1,000 as your core headline. And although that's not necessarily going to drive a lead, what that's going to do is it's going to draw attention to your ad. If somebody sees somewhere they can save money or they can, gain something, it's going to drive more eyeballs, it's going to drive more attention. And oftentimes that works really well. And then we've got a really clear product image, super simple. And then we've got a discount here and a call to action. So again, very simple style of ad. And I've actually done a very similar one here, such as this one here. We've got a similar styling. We're using like colors, bold colors. And this is actually an important point to mention, is that if you are running ads which have like colored backgrounds or colored text, you need that text to be easy to read. And what I've done here is I've used some really clear color schemes. So for example, there's orange in the background. It really makes the white text pop off. And then what I did was I just downloaded a PNG of some Christmas theme, which you can find for free online in loads of different places, and I overlaid that on top of my ad. And what this then allows us to do is we can have different styling. So for example, we can have a Halloween offer, we can have a Christmas offer, and I can show an example of how that might look. For example, I literally searched Halloween in here and it gives me a whole bunch of graphics that I can pull in. I can put in this spider web, for example, or if you go back to my elements, if I search Halloween, we can even put in this blood here, which is quite cool. I think if we were to delete this and pop this up here, I think that adds quite a cool effect. We could add that there, and we could even add a spider kind of dangling down here just to add a little bit of fun and make our ads just stand out and be a little bit different, right? Again, not everything has to be that serious. It's just about getting eyeballs and having a bit of fun with it. And I think this kind of styling works really well. You can change these offers up, you can change these vector images, you can add different discounts and all sorts of stuff. But again, it's professional looking and it makes your ads stand out with these colors. They're bright colors, and that makes a big difference when it comes to running successful ad campaigns. And again, this is all done within Canva. Like, this is just a text, again, with the custom font I uploaded. I added an effect with a little bit of background shadow just to make it stand out. If we, for example, remove the shadow, it just doesn't pop quite as much. If I pop that shadow back on, you can see the text just pops off a little bit more. And then we've used different color text so the user kind of knows where to look. So for example, we've got save up to 20%. And we've got that now just $4.99, and it's pointing to the product image. So again, very simple styling, but something that you can leverage really well within your ad campaigns. Another thing to leverage is transparent imagery. So this image, for example, here we've got $100 off, although that's not the best offer. It's quite cool how this image kind of like overlays on top of the text. And this is actually something which is very simple to do within Canva. So if we go here and click on layers and go to show all layers, let's just pull the original image up to the top. So we've got that here. If we are actually just to click this image, we can go with this background remover tool here. We can click that. And what that's going to do is it's going to remove the background from this image, as you can see there. And we can then overlay the original image on the background and the background removed image on the foreground, so we get this cool effect like this. So we can have text kind of coming from behind it, or we could even add, different Halloween effects. So for example, we take the blood here, we could even duplicate that multiple times, and we could have it coming here, and then we can pop that at the back, send backward, and we can go into our layers. If we go into our layers, show layers, you can then play around with how you want this to look, and we can pull this $100 off up to the top. So again, we've got this kind of funky little design. Again, doesn't look great with the green, but you kind of get the idea. So you can kind of play around with these, and there's a lot of this stuff that you can do inside of Canva without even needing to hire a full-time designer or go into Photoshop and try and learn how to use a completely different platform. And one last one I want to show you, which you may think, wow, this looks dead simple, but this has worked really well for me in the past, is to just use really good headlines. And if you want to learn how to use headlines, and go to my channel, I'll try to leave a link down below. I did a Facebook ad training video. It's about an hour long, and it literally walks you through all of my principles around ad copy, text, headlines, images, and everything like that. It's also available in that free Facebook ad training, which I offered at the start of the video. Again, links in the description. But you can see here, it's literally just an image and a headline. And this is great because it's clear, it's bold. This headline is something which is going to, really, like, you want these headlines to hook people into wanting to actually read your ad copy and look at their headline and engage with it. So it has to be something bold. So if your offer is really incentivizing, you can use the offer as the hook. If you don't have a great offer, you can use something else as the hook. For example, you could have save £999. That saved £999 might relate to, for example, the energy savings that the customer might make by upgrading their HVAC system. And then your ad copy, you could explain that with a new HVAC system, you can save up to £999 per year. The whole point of these is to engage the user in and to actually use hooks that's going to drive eyeballs and get the user to stop the scroll, look at the image, and engage with your ad. And lastly, one thing which you can include in a lot of your ads is faces. Now, faces typically does extremely well with meta ad campaigns. It's just, in my experience of, using real faces where they're shocked, happy, surprised, tends to do quite well. So stuff like this can often work really well, which is literally a surprised person. And this is for like life insurance campaigns. Canadian shocked when she was able to claim life cover benefit, and we've got a surprised face, opening envelope. Again, this works really well. You could even try happy family faces if you're selling like, HVAC products and stuff like this. Just test multiple variants. But the point is, a lot of this stuff can be done directly from inside of Canva. You do not need to go to Fiverr and find designers. You can do all of this stuff yourself. So again, the templates to this Canva board will be inside of the free Facebook training, which I'll link down below in the description box. All of my assets, such as all my courses, will be linked down below if you want to join. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future uploads. Give it a like to help the algorithm, and comment what you guys want to see next. As I said at the start, I can do a video version of this image course if you would like that. Just let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to do that next. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.